Well, the last time we talked, I'd found that in a skip and it works, so I was going to replace the one that was there. I thought, well, come on, I'm puzzled. It's been working. Why has it suddenly just stopped? I didn't see any magic smoke come out of it. It's possibly because of this. Well, in one way, it does show that it's extracting the dust from the workshop. As for that, I said, what am I going to do about sealing the back off? Someone commented in that video, said, well, why don't you use the back that was in that it was bolted to, because the bolt holes be in the right place anyway. So I'd just draw around it roughly, cut it out with a grinder, and just got to be able to figure out which way it goes. I think it'll be that way. Maybe put a bit of big O-ring or something round it. That'll be overkill, that. And then I can figure a way of mounting that, to that big hole. Job's a good one. And that, well, I'm going to weigh it in at the moment, so I've got a bag of motors in here and transformers, so that's going straight in there. Right, let's get my bench cleared. Right, so you can never pass a skip up, can you? So as you know, I'm on this make a table challenge. Well, if you're going to make a table, you've got to make it out of something. Look what's on top of there. A table. Tabletop. Why reinvent the wheel? Let's have a look. Oh, and it's solid wood too. I think that would be ideal for what I want. I wonder if there's any scrap in here at the same time. Right, it's the wood we're after, so let's get that first. Well, there you go. This make a table challenge has just come so much easier. Okay, so we're back home. We've got the table there. We've got the gas bottle out, which we found on way home. You know, these things are lying around, you know. But of course, that's my forte, isn't it? It's making wood burners out of gas bottles. So we'll crack on with that. We'll turn that round so we don't. It's rather nice, fetching shade of lilac. So we'll get that done. It is just basically, top off, valve out, or valve out, top off, fill it full of water, drain it, ready to work upon. I'll get that done. So there we go. My preferred method is to take the top off. I don't have the right sort of tooling to take the valve off. Well, I do. It's called a big hammer. So put your setup on there. Like that. Looking at that, and I'll give it a bish bash bosh. I suppose I'd better say, if you're wearing earphones, it's going to be noisy. Whoosh! That was easy. Okay, we want to make sure that there's no gas left in there. So the easiest way to do that is to fill it up with water. When it's full, empty the water out. Only need to do it once, no need to do it 2-3 times. Once it's been full of water, the gas has been expurged. Purged. Right. They do. The gas doesn't smell, so they put something in it. I think it's called mercaptan, and that stinks. That's the bit that makes it smell. And it does tend to leach into the steel work on the inside. This is why I think people are, once they've filled it full of water, they panic and they go, oh, they can still smell gas. You can't smell gas, you can smell mercaptan. The gas, there ain't no gas in there because it's been filled full of water. So the mercaptan does react with the atmosphere in time and stop. Although I found that the easiest way to do is once I've cut a hole in, put a little fire in, that burns it out. Okay, I've got 1001 things to do yet. See you in a minute. So, once that's full, you can see that's full now. So pretty easy really. Bit of padding on the floor because there's a lot of weight in there. You just get a bar. Put the bar in there, then tilt it over and keep hold of this. Come on baby, come on. Yeah, right up there boy. Easy peasy. And if we want the water to come out a little bit faster, we're going to drill a hole in it. Alright, so well basically, you know, water's coming out and then air's going in, but there'll come a point where it matches, so you know it glug 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 glug. To solve that, I put a drill hole at one end. There it'll be. Wow. Alright, so before I lose the light, I need to a little bit of tidy up. We've got the collar we can do something with, and of course we've got a little bit of brass. See goodness for the brassy fund, even though I have just gone and weighed in, and that's my first piece for the next batch. So speaking of weighing in, I've been to the yard and I basically took in everything I've got, so I'll just go through that in a moment, because first I think I need to clear my bench. Whoa, so the bench is getting tired here. Can't remember that. I pulled that off the motor. I said, I don't know how it worked, but it's obviously magnetic. So, you know, I save all my magnetic filings because it's a good way to kill moss on your garden. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up my putting iron on your lawn. You know, do you get a rusty lawn or do you get dead moss? Surprising how much grinding I must do in this shed. Right. Anyway, let's clear up. Right. So I've got the bench clear, but before I go any further, I need to sort out these these legs, which are just firewood, and it's all about space, you know, dealing with it as soon as you get it so it don't build up. So just watch your ears. All sorts come to mind. So they can just go straight on the fire. I'll just cut the rest up somehow. Oh, and at this point I'm missing my extractor fan. I don't know if you can tell, but the whole thing is just full of fine wood dust. But I've got a big pile of wood for the fire. Clear this off. What did it weigh? What did it pay? Oh, that's definitely been a long time coming tonight. So before we go any further, let's turn off the when I read that, I went out and I treated myself to the famous grouse smoky black. Smooth, peaty and aromatic. So we'll do the reading. We'll do the sampling. Oh, what a long day. So we've got a load of wood cut up. Will I ever get round to this metrology video? We've got a hole in the wall which we need to fix. Just another hole in the wall. I think that's Pink Floyd. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. No, that's a whole different song. Right. Let's get them off. I don't need my glasses for reading. I just need them for distance. So, where are we up to? Well, we got the valve. Now, we've got to cut that. There's a stainless steel. There's a spring in there, so you've got to cut that off and get that spring out. Well, there we go. The start of another weigh-in. Speaking of weigh-ins, what did it weigh? What did it pay? Went to the old anvil yard today, the Scrap Trade Centre. I'm not sure what the date is. 10th, 11th of February. We've got some cast aluminium, £1,000 a tonne. We have all rolled aluminium, £1,000 a tonne. Do you know, I take all the time to separate the stuff and I get the same price. What's the point? Electric motors. When I say electric motors, they were like the Dyson vacuum motors, transformers. Not really good. Not like that type of electric motor. There's another one there. Like shite stuff. But electric motors. Still got a very healthy £600 a tonne. £7.80, not a lot, but it's the space I got. Brass. Well, when I was banking on £3,600 a tonne, I've nearly got £4 a kilogram. £126. I reckoned I was getting £90, so I've done very well on that. At the same time, I estimated at 30 kilos, so I was only 2 kilos above that. Did well. Batteries 575, next to nothing. I only had two those little 12-volt batteries. Single cables, look at that, an astronomical price, £3,550 a tonne. £7.10 for 2 kilograms. He's done me there because I saw the scale flicker between 2 and 3, 2 and 3. I'm not going to complain because of something else he did for me. Stainless steel, 6 kilograms, 1,460. That's gone up 50%. You only ever get £1,000 a tonne for stainless steel. Heavy copper, £6,220 a tonne. That's basically anything for me that's other than Burbrite wire. The yard I go to, they don't differentiate that much. It's heavy copper, number 2, Burbrite. Did well. Me iron, wow, £220 a tonne for mixed scrap. There we are. The jewel in the crown. Dry bright wire, £7,000 a tonne. £7 a kilogram. That's the highest I've ever got it. Now, I was on Scrap Chat on the Face group, Scrap Chat forum the other day, yesterday, and there was somebody saying, how much for Burbright? How much for Burbright? Somebody put up, go to the Scrap Trade Centre, and I'll say thumbs up to that. Gary and Rob Shorrock will do you proud. It won't do you. You get a fair price. And yet there was other people commenting saying, oh, come to XYZ, we'll give you £7,150 a tonne. And then somebody comments, come to me, I'll give you 7,175. Then there's another comment saying, I'll give you 7,250. But you've got to weigh in 500 kilogram, you know, half a tonne minimum. And I wonder, if you actually go to those places, will you actually get those prices? Don't know. I support my local yard. They do me well, they do me proud. I trust them, they trust me. What more do you want from my yard? Right, let's go back. So there I was finishing off at £7,000 per tonne, and I took all some new copper tube, £6,700 a tonne. So not a lot less than that. And that got me £46.90. Give me a total of £410. I'll just talk about that. So I got a new tube. What was that for? Because I didn't take any new copper tubing in. Well, when I did that Heliax cable and I squashed it all and made those squares, that's what he gave me a price for, new copper tubing. And the inner core, or the open eye, the ones I cleaned, I got new copper tube from, but there was way too many to carry on, and I put the rest in and got heavy copper from it. I shouldn't have done, I should have gotten out number 2, but he paid me a higher price with what I took in, so thank you, Robert, for that. And we're only talking 2 or 3 kilograms, so it's not likely to break the bank, is it? Okay, so I've had a good weigh-in. Because I've had a good weigh-in, I treated myself. So let's just have a snifter of that and then chat and call it a day. Hey, boosh. Right, so because I had a good payday, I went in, treated myself to a famous grouse. I showed you that. Let's quickly open that. At least I ain't got COVID. I've got a sense of smell. Oh, it's definitely smoky. It's not as smoky and peaty as a single malt like Talisker, but of course I ain't paying single malt Talisker prices. That cost me £14 in Tesco. Ooh. I slipped when I poured it out then. So I've got quite a generous measure there. So it's quite chilly. I've let the fire die out because I'm about to go in. It's like I said, it's nearly 9 PM. So warming it up, not that it'll do much good. Quite nice that, quite nice and smoky. Oh, that's lovely and smooth. I do like famous grouse. And there's a little bit of thing on here. We have been perfecting the art of whisky blending since 1800. It's what we do. Blender's edition. So this is a Blender's edition. There we go. The very first one. Blender's edition number 1. Oh God, does that mean I have to save this box for another 100 years and then somebody can flog it, you know, and say, oh, where did you get that? Well, my granddad left it in his shed. We were like, you know, his shed was like full of stuff. And then, you know, we got through it all, and right at the back we found this, and we thought, hey, you know, why did he keep this? Well, I kept it because it was Blender's Edition #1. So anyway, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. Smoky Black is the only blend in the world. That is the only blend in the world to use a rare peated version of Glenturret from Scotland's oldest working distillery. Smooth and sweet. A bit like popcorn, innit? You know, you got sweet and sour. With soft smoky notes. Smoky Black is one of a kind. Makes you think, doesn't it? They can do... I'm not quite sure I'm falling for this advertising malarkey, but Blender's Edition #1, rarest, one of a kind, and they're doing it for 14 quid. Can't say further than that, can you? So, anyway, in this shed, it's been a long day. I've taken a load of stuff to the yard. I should have loads of space. I ain't, because when I went out, everything I had in here expanded to fill the space that I took out. Well, it didn't help that I brought a table home. Make a table challenge. In this shed. I hope you've enjoyed my day. I'll see you over the weekend. Take care and be safe. See you soon.